Hi guys. Okay. Good evening to one and all who've joined. You can introduce yourself in the chat box. We'll give 1 or 2 minutes for others to join. Please tell your name, what background you're from, if you're a college student, which year of college you belong to. Yeah, you can put that in the chat box, please. We'll get to know about the audience for today. Please introduce yourselves in the chat box. Good evening to one and all who've joined. You can introduce yourself in the chat box. We'll give 1 or 2 minutes for others to join. Please tell your name, what background you're from, if you're a college student, which year of college you belong to. Yeah, you can put that in the chat box, please. We'll get to know about the audience for today. Please introduce yourself in the chat box. Good evening. Hi, Manimekale. What background you're from? Are you a student or a working professional? You can introduce that as well. Good evening, everyone. Just keep introducing yourself in the chat box. We'll start shortly. Yeah, we'll give 1 or 2 minutes for others to join. You can let us know what you're expecting from the master class so that we will be able to give you a streamlined session today. Yeah. Okay, we can slowly start. Let me introduce myself and about AllPro. So I'm Soumya from AllPro Trainings, and AllPro Training, as most of you would have gone through our social media profiles and other things. We are a startup. We provide online trainings for students, corporates, colleges, and we are also into consultancy services. So we help with placements as well. So we've been there in the industry for 1.5 years now, and we have clients from different part of the world as well as India. Our major clients are from Bangalore and Chennai, and we have trained more than 10 plus thousand students, 10,000 students around the world, and we have helped 150 students get placed in various startups on a contract and full-time basis. And we will be having AWS masterclass today. You can ask for all your queries related to AWS and the trends that are there in the market, and the trainer will be happy to help you on that as well. And if you're new to AWS, I insist you to pay attention to this masterclass because this is going to help you know more about the technology. And let's keep it more interactive. I cannot see anyone introducing yourself in the chat box. Please start introducing yourself in the chat box so that it's interactive and everyone is attentive as well. And we will share a feedback form at the end of the webinar. You can fill that feedback form to get your e-certificates. Okay. And any doubts that you have, you can put it in the chat box. Our trainer will be addressing it after the webinar or in between, if possible, he can address it. Yeah. And little introduction about our trainer is Clive, and he has been in the industry for more than 7 years, college training, corporate training, and individual training, and has a good record of good reviews from our students for his trainings. And over to you, Crichton.
Thanks, Soumya. Give me a second. Just give me a second, please. Okay. Soumya, can you please confirm whether my voice is audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So good evening, one and all. So I hope everyone's from India. So I'll quickly introduce myself. So myself, Clayton. So I've been into an IT sector for more than 8 years. I mean, close to 8 years, not more than 8 years. So I've been into AWS for more than 2 years. Okay. So I have rolled a number of roles since from my career, start of my career. So I have been into these trainings, corporate trainings, for more than a year now. So I have been also part of AllPro trainings. It's been a quite good journey so far, I would say. So today we would like to show you, I mean, demonstrate or show you the importance of AWS by going through a couple of slides today. Okay. So at the end of this class, you could ask for any clarifications. Okay. Any queries? If you have any queries, you could get clarified with me. Okay. Let me quickly share my screen. Can someone please confirm whether you'll be able to see my screen?
Yes, Clayton.
Okay, perfect. So I would like to have this session as more interactive. Okay. So you could speak up. Okay. Fine. Whatever it's, whether it's wrong or correct, you could of course speak up and provide your opinions as well. Okay. So first things first. So what is AWS and why AWS? Anyone can tell if you have any basic idea on AWS. Why AWS and what is AWS? Any idea? Anyone? That's fine. You could provide your opinions in the chat box. I'm sorry, I should have informed you in the first place. You could provide your inputs in the chat box. So Ravinder, Sahiti, Mani Megalai. So what's your opinion on AWS? In general, what's your opinion on cloud computing? Of course, you would have heard these terminologies lately, right? You would have heard from your friends or from your colleagues. It's a store big data. Okay, it's a big cloud computing platform. As you go, give some service like S3 bucket. Okay, Ravinder, easy to service. That's perfect. And Sahiti, that's correct. It's a cloud computing platform. Ravinder, that's correct. It does provide S3 service. It does provide EC2 service, and what's more, it has more than 250 plus services. Okay, that any RDS service. Yeah, of course, you name it. Okay, whatever the tools, whatever the services, whatever the platform, whatever the softwares, you name it. Okay, whatever you find it outside in the market, right? You can find it in AWS as well. Okay. Sahiti, that's correct. It's provide, yeah, it would allow you to store data and retrieve it. Okay, of course, it's correct. it comes under one of the services. Okay, you could find a number of services to store your data. It comes one of the services. Okay, fine. So I'll tell you what. Earlier, back in old days, when I started my career in 2014, um, I got deployed in uh, 3 shifts, okay, for a retail client. So I used to work in 3 shifts, okay, AP, Asia Pacific, North America, NA, and Europe, okay, EU. I was quite intrigued to get to know why I had to work in 3 shifts. Okay, then I came to know, I figured out, okay, I was supporting for uh, the data centers, their own data centers. Earlier, back in their days, right, these businesses, they used to manage their own data centers. Okay, they used to build a whole infra, and they used to buy and provision their own machines, hardware components, software components, everything. Okay, they used to hire the people, and they used to deploy, configure all these things in one place. Not in one place, they used to do it in different regions, at least in 3 different regions. Okay, let's say if one region goes down for some reasons, okay, their services might go down. Okay, the services goes down in one region, the other 2 regions would handle the load. Okay, anyhow, they used to deploy, they used to maintain their own data centers in 3 different regions across the world. Okay, then I figured out, okay, that was the reason I had to work in 3 shifts. I had to support all their operations happening in their own data centers. Okay, fine. Later in 2017, right, 2017, 18, and 19, there arose a terminology cloud computing. Okay, back in 2020, there had been a paradigm shift, I would say. All the businesses, what they did, they simply migrated their infra, whatever the services, whatever they had it in their own platform, right? They just moved it to, they started moving it to cloud platform. Okay, so that's where this paradigm shift happened, and it's being happening. Okay, and it would happen for at least for next 2 decades, at least for next 2 decades, these migrations, these shifts. Okay, this would happen at least for next 2 decades. Okay, so in general, we have got more than 50 plus cloud providers in the market. You name it. Okay, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Alibaba, what else? I mean, IBM has its own cloud. I mean, they outsource their own cloud. Oracle has its cloud. DigitalOcean. See, you name it. Okay, there are so many cloud providers available in market, but out of which AWS is the market leader. Okay, that's correct. I'm not MI11X. What's your name again? Sorry. Fine. Yeah, there are so many clouds out there. So AWS, yeah, Linode. AWS Cloud is the market leader. Fine. So this is what the cloud computing is in general. Okay. See, now a business would not need to, provision, configure, deploy, okay, whatever. They would not need to spend or shell out the, exorbitant amount of money for maintaining their own infrastructure. Rather, they would simply pay for what they use. They are gonna rent out compute services. They are gonna rent out the compute power, storage power, networking power, machine learning power, whatever they need it with respect to IT infra, they could simply rent it out rather maintaining it on their own. Okay, so that's what we have this terminology called pay as you go pricing. You're gonna pay what you're gonna use for. Okay, what you're gonna use it. Okay, fine. And this can be done almost instantaneously. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait until your hardware components to get configured. This is what happened back in 2014 and 15. They had to configure the hardware components in the first place. They had to wait. They had to, configure everything. They had to test. They had to do end-to-end testing. See, that was really hectic days. Those days are gone now. Okay. Instantaneously you could launch anything you would like, okay, with respect to IT infra. It could be servers, it could be storage units, it could be databases, or it could be any application services, okay. And it can happen on demand, okay. That's what the cloud computing platforms does, okay. They provide all this infra, okay. So this is what AWS does. As I said earlier, these businesses had to pay for their rent to own their data center. I mean, maintain their own data center, power supply, cooling, see everything they had to maintain on their own. So I hope you are well aware of Tom Cruise. Okay, you would have seen in most of his movies. He used to, crack some codes from the big data centers. In one of his movie, that he used to like get into a vent where a big fan would run. Okay, so that fan is actually basically a cooling unit that had been used for maintaining a cooling circumstance for the entire building. So this is what they had to do if some businesses wanted to have their own infrastructure on their own. So these are all like taken care by someone, that is AWS nowadays. Okay, so the adding and replacing the hardware and all, of course it would take some time, and it is a hectic process as well. Scaling is limited, both horizontal and vertical scaling is limited. You just can't add or increase the size of the instances, increase the size of the compute power, storage power, whatever. Okay, it's not that easy when you happen to maintain your own infrastructure. Whereas in cloud environment, just in one click, you could simply scale in, scale out. Okay, and you don't have to monitor your infrastructure 24/7. Rather, there are so many services available in AWS that could help you to monitor infrastructure. The cloud infrastructure, and of course, there's so many tools out there. Okay, you don't have to need a team. Okay, and failback and failover and all, like, these are the part of the disaster recovery. And of course, you would not need to deploy a separate team for performing the failover and failback. Rather, you could find a number of resources available inside AWS that could help you to configure the failover and failback and all. See, these and all. These are the ideal IT terminologies that you would be hearing henceforth. Okay, this is failover, failback, and all you would be hearing henceforth. Okay, fine. So this is what everything got externalized. Okay, so hope you guys are clear about maintaining. If business wanted to maintain their own infrastructure, or business wanted to put it in a cloud. Okay, this is a major difference. And nowadays, right, all the businesses are running on top of cloud, especially on top of AWS. Netflix, Amazon Prime, everything is built on top of AWS. Okay, and most of the services, you name it, okay, Zomato, Swiggy, whatever. Okay, everything is built on top of cloud, especially on top of AWS. And we have got 12 certifications in AWS. There's one more certificate is not listed here, but there are 12 certifications in general. The basic certification is Cloud Practitioner. The second level of certifications is the Solution Architect, and they have differentiated with Associated and Professional. These three certifications comes under Associate level, and these two certifications comes under Professional level. So this would be a roadmap. The first certificate, second certificate, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. Okay, once you are done with these two certifications, of course you could go with any of the specialty as per your interest. It's a piece of cake. Okay, but I would say these two certifications are quite tricky as well as quite hard, but you don't need to worry. Once you get ample amount of experience and ample amount of knowledge, of course, it would also be a piece of cake for you. Okay, I'm pretty sure about that. Okay. So there are three models in cloud in general. Okay, let's say if the business wants their infra in any of the cloud, and they are just renting out the infrastructure for their own use from AWS or Google Cloud Azure, then we call it public cloud. Some businesses, especially when it comes to banking and finance domain, these businesses, these clients, what they would do, they used to maintain their own infrastructure, as well as they used to harness a couple of services from cloud. Okay, that sort of model, we call it as hybrid cloud, since they are more concerned about their legacy applications. They used to run their legacy applications in their own infrastructure, but nowadays things are getting changed. They are being convinced, and they are being those legacy applications as well is getting migrated to AWS nowadays. I have seen so many clients. Okay, people who used to work for these banking and investment sectors, right? They used to they started their migration nowadays. Okay, fine. Hardly few clients, few businesses have their own cloud architecture. Okay, I would say Walmart is one among them. Okay, actually they have filthy amount of money, and they are building their own cloud infra, but they would not give it out to anyone. They would not outsource it, rather they would use it for their own purpose, to expand their business across the world. Okay, they call it as strategy. If any of your relatives, or if you have any of your friends who works for Walmart, you could get touch with them and get to know about strategy. Okay, hardly very few businesses and very few clients could get along with this private cloud. Okay, that's quite expensive as well. You just can't imagine to set up a own private cloud for yourself. That would be much expensive, much expensive, that you can't imagine it. Okay, fine. Characteristics of cloud computing. See, there are n number of advantages, as well as there are n number of characteristics associated with cloud computing. Very few are on-demand self-service, broad network access, multi-tenancy, and resource pooling. In the sense, the infra would get shared with n number of businesses. Okay, it doesn't mean they are compromising with the security. See, they partition the resources. For each and every businesses as per their need. So you don't have to concern about the security and all here. That way you could save a lot money. Any business could save a lot money. Okay, rapid elasticity and scalability is a major characteristic of cloud computing. One of the major characteristics. That means, of course, in a single click, you could simply scale in and scale out, and you could increase or decrease your number or size of your any resources at any point of time. Okay, and matured service, you are gonna pay what you're gonna use for. A few advantages of cloud computing is listed out here. Of course, you would reduce your total cost of ownership. You are not gonna own any of the infrastructure, okay? Rather, you are just gonna hire it out, right? At the end of the day, you are not gonna own any of the infrastructure. That way, you could reduce your total cost of ownership. Your operational expense is you could save a hell lot of money. Okay, it would be very low. Your operational expense would be very low. Of course, prices of services AWS would of course decrease only, since as the usage gets increased, the price would of course decrease. This is in general. That way, your prices of any service inside AWS would always be decreasing. Okay, it would not be increasing at any cost. Okay. You don't have to guess your capacity. Rather, there are so many ML jobs available for each and every services that would trade your load, and it could increase or decrease your capacity as and when it's needed. That way, you could save hell lot of money. Okay, you don't have to manually monitor and increase your capacity based on the load or need. Okay, it can happen automatically inside AWS. So each and every services has its own functionality to optimize these capacity planning, capacity resourcing. Okay. Of course, increase speed and agility. Money, you don't have to spend your money. Go global in minutes. You can provision any services within seconds. Okay, not a big deal. Whereas that cannot be even imagined while you happen to maintain your own data centers. That even can't be imagined. Okay, right. There are a hell lot of problems can be solved in cloud computing. There are a couple of things listed over here: flexibility, cost effectiveness, scalability, elasticity, high availability, and fault tolerance. This is something bit important. Okay, see, in order to increase the high availability, you could deploy your services or provision your infrastructure in 3 different availability zones, or more than one availability zones in any region in AWS environment. Okay, so there are 24 regions available across the world. Each and every region would be having at least 2 maximum 6 number of availability zones. Availability zones are nothing but a huge, massive infrastructure owned by AWS. That we call it as data centers, but these data centers are being owned by AWS, not by the business. You just think, okay, you just visualize how things would work. Let's say we have a region in Mumbai, and there's a region is being getting provisioned in Hyderabad. Okay, they are gonna open it soon. So this Mumbai region would be having 3 availability zones. Availability zones is nothing but 3 data centers. They are distance within 650 kilometers of range. Okay, it's maybe they might be having a huge building. Okay, to support other businesses. Okay, you could simply visualize how these data centers would be. Okay. Okay, types of cloud computing. There are 3 types: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Okay. Can someone tell me if you were up to have a pizza, you'd be given with 3 options. Okay. Option A, you would need to go to a store and you would need to buy all the ingredients and all the things, whatever it's needed to bake a pizza, and you would need to again come back to your home and you would need to prepare your pizza from the scratch. Okay, and it would take somewhere around 8 to 10 hours. Okay, fine. And you'd be given with option 2, wherein, right, you're going to store and you're gonna buy bread and some of the toppings, and you need to come back to your home, and you could make your own pizza on your own within an hour. Okay, within 30 to 60 minutes. Okay, that's the second option. And you would also be given with the third option. Within a 1 click in any app, a pizza would get delivered at your home, and you could have it in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay. So which option would you prefer if you had to make a pizza, or if you are up to make a pizza? Anyone? So guys, you could simply provide your inputs. So which option would you prefer? Option A, option B, option C. Would you prefer to have the pizza ordered, or would you SAS, okay, software as a service? Option 3. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, so you guys are well aware of what SA is. That's good. Good. Good, Shubham. Okay, that's what I was about to say. Okay, analogically, I compared it with preparing a pizza. Okay, okay. Anyone would simply order the pizza. This is what is happening here in today's era. Okay, this is what really happening. See, if any businesses wanted to provision any sort of application, they would need to have this infrastructure in their on-premise. Okay, whereas right, if they were up to buy out a couple of services from cloud. Okay, then we call it as infrastructure as a service. I mean, the underlying components, let's say networking, storage, servers, visualizations. Okay, underlying infrastructure, we call it as underlying infrastructure, the basic need. Okay, if they buy it out, we call it as infrastructure as a service. Whereas if they buy out, or if they rent additional services like a runtime, middleware, and OS, then we call it as a platform as a service. Since the entire platform has been provided by cloud, okay, the businesses had to only manage their applications and its data. Okay, no big deal. Okay, platform as a service. There's one more option. Software as a service. Entire package, entire everything, whatever, end-to-end configurations, components, packages, softwares, whatever they needed, right? Everything they can rent it out, simply rent it out with the help of SAS. Okay, SAS means it's a terminology. Okay, fine. Early in back in days, right? Even if we had to zip a file, compress a file, we would download WinRAR or WinZip from internet. We would buy it out. We would shell out some money and we would simply buy it out. Later, we used to zip the file, compress the file. Nowadays, right? You just open Google Chrome and type online compressor. Okay. There would be n number of links listed out, and you would be clicking one of the link, and you would simply upload your folder, and you would zip it, you would compress it, okay, in one shot. So this is what SAS implies. Okay, software as a service, everything, you name it. It could be a video editing, it could be a photo editing, it could be anything. Website creation, everything you could do it as a software as a service. Okay, everything you could simply make use of your web URL and type it out. Okay, you could simply get it as a service. Okay, you would not need to install packages or applications. You would not need to install softwares. You don't need to do anything. Okay, on your own. This is completely imply software as a service. So guys, that's correct. Guys, do you have any queries so far with respect to IAS, SAS, PAS? So we have got 250 plus services inside AWS, and we can simply categorize into 3: IAS, SAS, PAS. That's it. Simple. As simple as that. Okay. So this is what I mentioned it now. The 250 plus services can get categorized into any of these 3 categories: IAS, PAS, or SAS. Pricing, it varies. Usually, the pricing, you will get charged for the compute power and storage power in most of the cases. Okay. This is the history of AWS. They literally launched back in 2002, and they simply gained their momentum over the last 2 decades, I would say. And literally, they are here, and they would be here. They will be here. They are the future. They are the future, literally. Okay. Every businesses, every IT related components would get migrated to AWS over the next 5 to 10 years, and over the next 1 or 2 to 3 decades, everything would be there in cloud. Especially most of the businesses would be running inside of AWS. I mean, in AWS, when it's compared to Azure and Google Cloud. I'm not blaming Azure and Google Cloud. They are doing their well, but AWS is always the market leader. But to be honest, nowadays, these businesses, what they intend to do is they opt for hybrid cloud. Couple of services they opt for in Google Cloud. Couple of services they opt for in AWS Cloud. But that is purely for cost cutting. But when it comes to integrity and when it comes to reliability and consistency, AWS is the one-stop shop. Okay, majority of the clients would always stick to one cloud compute. Okay, that to AWS. Okay, over the last 2 years. I have been observing this very keenly. Okay, I used to talk to many architects. I used to talk to many of my colleagues, okay, ex-colleagues, they used to say the same. Okay, their clients used to stick to AWS only, even though they wanted to have their couple of infra services being deployed in other clouds for cost-cutting purposes. They happen to revert back to AWS. Okay, due to the consistency and the reliability of AWS. Since they have n number of services, they have the I mean, in the cloud base, they have the large number of services when it's compared to Azure and Google Cloud. So that's the sole reason any clients would always want to stick to one cloud, especially AWS. Yeah, Rajesh, SQS simple queuing system. I'll quickly complete my induction part. I mean, the introductory part. Hope the audience, the majority of the audience are freshers. I hope. I'll quickly complete my introductory part, and I'll give you some quick. I'll give you some walkthrough on SQS, S3, and EC2, and a lot more services. Okay. AWS is always market leader for over the last 10 years. So this is what I mentioned. They have 24 plus regions across the world, and each and every region would be having at least 2 to max 6 availability zones. Availability zones are nothing but the data centers. Edge locations of points of presence are associated with CloudFront, which is being used to accelerate your service in order to increase your speed in your provisioning infra, and in order to reduce the latency, we use edge locations, which will be going through over the coming days. Okay. There are some constraints while choosing your AWS region. You should always get along with compliance, proximity, available services, and pricing. Hardly few services would not be available in all the regions. So at that time, you choose where exactly the service is being hosted. Then you would have to pick it out. Okay, and the proximity, of course. Where your users are resides, there only you would be launching your services. Let's say your users are based out of US, and then you would be choosing any of the regions from US, okay, not from India. So these are all we would be seeing later, okay. As I said earlier, availability zones are nothing but data centers, which is being owned by AWS only. It's a massive infra, okay. You just can't imagine, okay, that humongous it would be. So there are some responsibilities which we need to own it. Let's say if it could be a customer data, we are responsible, the platform and configuring the IAM, identity and access and all, like we are responsible. OS configuration, firewall configuration, these and all we are responsible. Let's say you miss out something in your configuration part, and if something gets breached and you just can't tell AWS or any cloud providers, that's your problem, that because of you it happened. Okay, this configuration part and all, that comes under our responsibility. Whereas, right, compute, storage, database, networking, hardware, infrastructure, everything, edge locations, these provisioning, infra provisioning, hardware provisioning, patching, this and all comes under AWS. Okay, nothing would happen if of course nothing would happen. Okay, I'll tell you why. They guarantee 99.999% of reliability. Okay, so nothing ever happened so far. Again, nothing would happen. Nothing, any discrepancies. We just can't find any discrepancies. Okay, in their reliability. Fine. I'll quickly open AWS console. Hey guys, one more thing. You could find lot of trainers from AllPro trainings. They are well expertised in cloud terminologies. But personally, what I would do, I would just walk you through the diagrams in the first place. Okay, this is my way of teaching. Okay. See, what I would do, I would just simply draw things. Okay, that's how I used to learn. That's how I used to deliver anything. Okay, let's say IAM is one of the service, right? What I would do, I would simply, provide a pictorial representation of that particular service. Okay, and in parallel, I would also show you the demonstration. That's how I used to teach. So literally teaching is one of my passion. That's why I've been into this sector, and I would also be in sector until my last breath. So personally, I just wanted to convey to you guys. Okay. So someone Rajesh asked about EC2, S3, and SQS, right? I'll quickly show what EC2 is. So we have got so many functionalities in EC2. In general, EC2 stands for Elastic Cloud Compute. That's why we have EC2, Elastic Cloud Compute. Okay. We would simply launch machines. Okay, instead of see, that's the basic underlying infrastructure, right? If you are hosting some application, you would need a machine, you would need an instance, you would need a server box, whatever you name it. Okay, you're just gonna simply provision an infrastructure. Machine. It could be Linux, it could be Windows, it could be Mac. Okay, in Linux we have so many flavors: Debian, CentOS, RHEL, Ubuntu. What's not? I think two more flavors also there. Okay, even Amazon's own Linux is there. Okay, so it's simply you could run a whole lot of compute power with the help of EC2. Whatever the compute power is needed for your application, you could just simply make use of EC2. Harness whatever you could harness it from EC2. You could simply do it from EC2. Okay, and S3, yes, it's a simple storage service. You could harness the storage power from S3 service. Okay, as I said earlier, the 250 plus services are categorized into these categories. If you go to storage, right, you would be able to find S3. Okay, S3 is one of the storage unit. You could find it in AWS. Okay, likewise, when it comes to compute power, there is compute power. Okay, EC2 is one of the compute service. You could find it in compute under the category of compute. Okay. This way, you could make use of all the services in order to migrate the existing infra from on-premise service to your cloud infrastructure. It could help your business. Okay, this is where these certifications comes from. As a consultant, if you hold these two certifications, right? Nowadays, the market value is 18 to 20 lakhs minimum. Okay, if you hold these 4 certifications, right, you could demand for 25 to 30 lakhs. If you hold all these 6 certificates, you could demand for 35 to 40 lakhs. And why not? I don't know. Hardly few people across the world holds all these 12 certifications. One certificate is this thing. I'm really sorry. I need to update this PPT. Hardly few people, you can count it. Okay, see, your market value would go high. Okay, it would go beyond the sky. Okay, there's no limit. You could demand whatever the package you want. Okay, see, again, at the end of the day, everything is business. Okay, we learn things, we sell it out. Okay, we sell it out our knowledge. Okay, that's what happening. Okay, fine. Once you are familiar with a couple of services across these categories, you could go with all these 6 certifications. Not couple of services, almost all services, but couple of services is suffice for these 2 certifications. Okay, that's what our curriculum is designed for. You could get the curriculum from Soumya. Soumya would help you to walk through the syllabus which AllPro trainings provides. Okay, they also provide some good placement training as well at the end of the course. Okay, you could also make use of the training. Placement trainings from AllPro as well. You could check with Soumya later after this session. Okay. Okay. I don't want to drag. Okay, I'll share the PPT note. Could you please share this PPT notes to the group? Yes, I would definitely share. I would share it with Soumya. Soumya would simply drop you the mail. Okay. I'll quickly show you some demo. Okay, if you guys like it, I would like to show you some demo. So tell me, which service you would like to have a demo now? It's up to you. Since you guys are quite aware of what AWS is and S3. Ravinder saying, okay, fine. Hey, as I said earlier, I used to scribble, man. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I used to scribble a lot. Okay, so that's how I used to learn. So I have this. Where is S3? Okay. Hey, nice. So everyone agrees for S3. Nice guys. Hey, this is S3. Okay. You don't need to go through the white papers. You don't need to go through the AWS documentation. You don't need to go through any YouTube videos or what. You don't need to refer anything. Okay. Within 1 hour, you could get along with the S3. Okay. Within no time, you could get along with S3 if you happen to follow this diagram very carefully. Okay. See, this storage unit, basically we call it as S3 bucket. Okay, wherein, right, we put objects, wherein we put data. It could be anything. Instead of your external hard disk, you could of course use S3. I would not deny it. Okay, you could simply replace your external hard disk with S3. But most of the use cases, businesses use S3 to host their static website, to host their dynamic website. It could be your website, okay, or your own business's website, or it could be any sort of media streaming. Let's say Amazon, they host their web series seasons. They host their videos in S3 buckets only. Okay, in the backend, right, they use S3 as a storage unit. Okay, this is what the real scenario S3 is being used. Fine. For our demo, I'll show you how to host a static website in our S3 bucket. Okay, I'll quickly go to the S3 and I'll quickly create a bucket. Hey, one thing, guys. This S3 service is global service. Okay, and this is something controversial. Okay, it can be called as global service. It can also be called as a regional service. The reason is, in general, the name you declare here, right? It shouldn't be. It should be unique. Okay. Across the AWS accounts, it should be unique. So this is one thing you should always remember while defining the name. Okay. So I'm going to create it in Mumbai region. By default, S3 bucket, the public access is denied. So we have to enable the public access. Okay. See, as I told earlier, the public access being denied. I'm going to enable it. So object level access, I'm just enabling the object level access as well. It's showing some risks. Okay, what if we happen to enable public level access? Okay, I'm agreeing the risk. I'll tell you what bucket versioning later in our classes. So once it's done, just create a bucket. As I said earlier, your bucket name should always be unique. Fine, we have created the bucket and we'll host a static website. So I'm gonna upload two objects. Okay, one is the index.html. I'll just open the index.html. I'm just saving it allpro.jpg. I'll do a simple. Soumya, with your permission, I'll make use of our training institute's logo.
Sure, sure.
See, S3, right? In general, the access is denied in both. I mean, in bucket level as well as in object level. We have already enabled the public level of access in bucket level. Now we are gonna what we are gonna do? We are gonna enable the public access in object level. So I'm gonna open this object. permissions, edit. I'm gonna enable the public access. So I'm acknowledging the risk associated with by enabling the access. Save changes. I'm gonna do the same for the second file. Once it's done, what we are gonna do, we are gonna take this object URL, which we call it as key. Okay, I'm gonna take this key and I'll provide it to my users. Okay, who is gonna access my website or my business. It could be any businesses. See, throughout our class, right? Throughout our class. That's how I used to teach my students. Okay. At the end of the training, they will be able to provision their own IT infrastructure, whichever is needed for running their business. It could be retail, it could be restaurant related business, it could be any businesses. So they would need to have their own IT infra, right? At the end of the day, they will be able to provision their own infra. So that's how I used to deliver my learnings to my students. Okay. So this is not the proper way of exposing your businesses website link. Okay, you would need to map it to any DNS names. I would teach you in our later classes how it can be done with the help of Route 53. We have a specific service, we call it as Route 53, wherein, right, you'll be able to map any of these local DNS names with meaningful DNS names that we can see it later. But for now, let's say we are giving this URL to our users. Okay, so any users who hits this URL will be able to access their site. So this S3 can act as a static website holder. You could simply make use of S3 in order to host your own static website for your business. You could simply change the background color in your index.html. You could make use of CSS, or you could enhance your viewing experience in no time. You could take the snippets and you could do many wonders with the help of S3. This is just a sample, and you could also host videos instead of this simple website. You could also host videos, and you could expose your key, the URL, object URL to your users. And frankly speaking, hope you guys are well aware of Tamil rockers, right? Can anyone please acknowledge? Hey, Lambda, that's a big topic, Ravinder. Of course, we would see it in our forthcoming classes. Can someone please acknowledge as well who is aware of Tamil rockers? Tamil rockers, or any pirate websites that you would use it to watch the movies, latest movies. So these pirate websites, right? They have their okay, IBOM. I'm not sure, but okay, I think that would also be like Tamil rockers, I guess. See, these websites, right? They have S3 buckets behind the scene. They have S3 buckets. Literally, they have S3 buckets. Okay, the link, you are hitting it, right? You are literally hitting key value of an S3 bucket. You are simply hitting it. Okay. See. As and when you hit the Amazon Prime's web series, right? Okay, Raminder, we'll discuss this later in our forthcoming classes. All our doubts with respect to technical related issues, we can fix it. Okay, in our later classes. I'll finish it off soon. See, let's say in S3 bucket also we have decks. Okay, I think we have got 4 to 7 decks are there. Decks in the sense it's been partitioned into these decks. Okay, in general, any data, any file, any video content, any static website, whichever you host it in a website, it would be placed in general purpose deck. Okay. Later, after some time, let's say 50th day or 100th day, it can be moved to different decks. Okay. Each and deck have their own purpose. For some reasons, we used to transfer or push your data to different decks for many reasons. Okay, this we can discuss it in our forthcoming classes. Okay, there are so many things we can do with the help of S3. This is just one sample. Okay, you can make use of S3 for backup and storage, disaster recovery, archive, hybrid cloud storage, application hosting. This is what we have done so far. Okay, media hosting. Okay. Movies. Okay, these pirates websites, all the websites they are using S3 only. Behind the scenes S3, they have S3. Okay, data lake and big data analytics, software delivery, static website. Okay, media hosting. See, this is what we've done: application hosting and static website hosting. So we have seen just these two use cases. There are so many use cases are there in S3, and we can do versioning. Okay, we can do versioning and we can do replication. Okay, for some reasons we would need to do some replication things in the same region or different regions or across the regions. We might need to collect the S3 logs in different bucket, and we can view it in HANA or any other tools. Okay, any other analytical tools. See, we can make use of HANA or any other analytical tools. We can mount on top of it. Okay. So we can do many wonders, or we can simply route the events to Lambda, and we can let Lambda to do some activities or do some work on behalf of us. We can let Lambda. See, it's a serverless architecture. Lambda would get triggered based on the events, and it would act as per some conditions we set it here through a certain programming language. If you are well versed in Python or any programming language, Lambda would be a piece of cake. But in general, Lambda would get triggered based on the events, and it would do certain activities based on certain conditions met. Okay. Okay, fine. So there are so many things, guys. Hey, Ravinder, I'm so sorry. I just can't share the notes for now. I would be happy to, fix this issue, but we don't have much time, I suppose, since I think we have crossed that time. Fine. Anyhow, Ravinder, we will connect in our forthcoming sessions. We will discuss more about many services, especially Lambda. Since I love Lambda, we can do many wonders with the help of Lambda. Fine. EC2, we have so many things in EC2. I'll quickly show you. See, we have many things. We have many things in Lambda. We can play around in EC2. There are so many functionalities. There are so many optimizations you could do in your machines, in your own infra. You could do many wonders, guys. You can do many wonders. Okay. Fine. So I don't want to drag anymore. So over to you, Samya. I think I'm done here. Guys, if you have any queries, I'm happy to help you out. In general, queries in general with respect to training, how it can be delivered. In general, if you guys have any questions to get clarified, please shoot out. Ravinder, sure. Soumya would help you. Sorry, Soumya would share you the latest syllabus. You could check with Soumya. Rajesh, yes, since it's a one-to-one session, it depends on the flexibility and availability of the candidates. Usually, I think it would take 45 hours to 50 hours, I guess, the training alone. And it would get extended if you happen to avail the placement trainings later, completing your course. Okay. Real-time project, by end of the course, you'll be able to provision your own business in your own infrastructure inside a cloud environment, especially in AWS. But the projects, right? Real-time projects. I think we can do, Rajesh. The real-time projects, right? You can integrate a number of services and you could deliver something out of it. That's not a big deal, okay? We can do a number of projects, okay? We can take a reference from in internet, and we can work it out on our own, okay? Is this the cloud architecture? This is the cloud architecture in general. This is how cloud architecture would look like in the real-time environment. This is how industries opt to get their services to get migrated to cloud infrastructure. Yes, MI 11x, that's correct. This is a typical cloud architecture. This is how the cloud architecture would be. So this is a good tool actually. I used to draw things, scribble things. We call it as draw.io. You can just download it from internet. There are so many good tools out there. This is one among them. You can find all the services related to AWS. Okay. If you want Lambda, you can find it here. See, you could make use of this tool to integrate a number of services in one place for your need, for your requirements. There are so many tools available, draw.io, and more tools, okay, in the market. Anything else, guys? What are the major service microservices to be? Hey, Rajesh, it's a really good question here. So far, up to now in 2022, you would need to learn at least 7 to 10 services. That would be suffice. Okay, I would say, to land you, to get you a job, to get you not a job, to get you a high package. Okay. 7 to 10 services would be suffice out of 250 plus services. Okay, no businesses has harnessed all the services yet, and no individual has taken all the certifications yet. You could progress it very slowly at your convenience. Okay, it could be easy to S3. Hey, I have just categorized here. I'll show you. Okay, categorized it. The major services. Okay, compute. Okay, this comes under compute. This comes under middleware. This comes under storage. This comes under monitoring. This comes under networking. This comes under security. This comes under containerization. This comes under databases. This comes under platform as a service. This comes under DevOps tools, cloud formation. This comes under CI/CD. Okay, these services are more than sufficient to get you high package. Usually 45 days to 60 days, my 11x. Hey, we just can't. It's a hypothetical question, I would say. Okay, if some businesses would always go with Azure, some businesses would always go with the AWS. But I would say, if you are well versed in one cloud, it would be a piece of cake to get along with other clouds, since the same services, same set of categories can be found in other clouds as well, but with different names. Okay, what you are seeing in S3, you would be seeing it in Azure as well, but it would be in different name. You would also be creating a bucket. You would also be creating a key. You would also be putting the objects. You would also be enabling access. Everything you would be doing in Azure, but it would be in a different name. That's it. Nothing differs. Every cloud is same. That's what I would say. If you are well versed in one cloud, all other 49 clouds would be a piece of cake for you. You could easily get along with other services as well. So you could simply download a cheat sheet in Google, and you could compare it with across the clouds. If you want to know more, I'll show you something here. Here we call it as Azure Archive Blob Storage. Okay. We also have so many cheat sheets. I mean, tabular. Okay. Hey, you just compare it. Nandita, there are two certifications you can avail. One, the post-completion certifications from AllPro trainings, and you could also get certified external certifications from AWS itself. Okay, AllPro trainings will help you with the dumps and all. Okay, they will help you end to end. AWS certifications would like. In industries, right? Once you get into a job, it would help. Okay, so getting a job, all those training certifications will be more than sufficient. Timings, you could check with Soumya in my 11x. See, someone asked, right? Alternate to S3. Azure Blob Storage. Okay, in Google we call it as cloud storage. Here in AWS, it's EC2. In Azure, it's virtual machines. In Google Cloud, it's compute engine. Hey, that's everywhere. It would be same, guys. Same flavor. Okay, sorry, it would be same. Only the flavor would get different. Okay, nothing much. So, anything else you guys would like to get clarified?
Any other questions, guys? Okay. We don't have any other questions, I think. Thank you so much for today's session and great demo. Any other questions you have, I'll get back to you and you can help them, Clyde. Yeah. Thank you so much for today's session. Now we'll move on to the next segment. Let me play a feedback video of one of our students. I'm Sivagami from US. Just a minute, I'm just sharing my screen. Yeah, this is one of our students' feedback video. She is from the USA and she has a career gap but still learned RPA and got placed in the USA.
Hi all, I'm Sivagami from US. I'm a student. I have learned Blue Prism course from AP trainings to restart my career. They trained us very well and the trainer is excellent. After the course completion, I felt like 100% worth for that money I paid. I recommend you to choose AP trainings for your better future. Thank you very much. Bye.
Yeah, this is one feedback video from our student. We have other feedback videos in YouTube as well. You can go and check it out. And we have Google reviews given by our students. When you have time, please do take a look at all of them. And let's move on to this next session where we will be explaining you about the training methodology that we will be following in AllPro trainings. And I'll just take you through each of it now. So questions related to training, timings, and materials will come here. Yeah. So we call it as 5-force model in AllPro trainings. First is simple learning methodology. Students recall, fingertip materials, and additional bonuses. So I'll be explaining everything in detail going forward. Yeah, so simple teaching methodology. Every class would span for 75 minutes, and we will split it into 6 sessions. So first session will be for 10 minutes. You will revise yesterday's class topic, and if you have any doubt, you can clear your doubts in that first 10 minutes. Session 2 will be for 20 minutes. You will cover that particular day's topic, and session 3 will be for 15 minutes where you will be given time to practice what you've learned. Yeah, so we will make sure that you practice all the things that you've been learning. And session 4 will be for 15 minutes. Again, you will learn some of the topics for that particular day. And session 5 will be for 10 minutes, and you will again practice. And if you have any doubts, you can clear it in the last 5 minutes of that particular day's session. Yeah, so totally it will be like 75 minutes per day. And we call something called the learning pyramid. So when you take videos from YouTube or you go through some kind of courses, right? There are possibilities that you might not know what to learn this particular technology in depth. So what we do is we teach you, we give you time to practice, we demonstrate it in front of you, and you will be able to see the output right away. So this is the learning model that we follow. And regarding the PPT and notes, yes, I'll be sharing after the class. Yeah, and we follow something called creative explanation. So you will be given online tools, videos, audios to listen to learn more about the technology, and you can collaborate and learn with your peers. We will create a WhatsApp group where you will interact and share the assignments and know where your learning is. And virtual, it's going to be virtual. Everything is going to be in Skype or Zoom, and we follow something called as OneNote, where the notes will be given in OneDrive, OneNotes, and every day's class will be given as a notes to you. Yeah, and that is something that you can use anytime going forward, and the access will be for lifetime. And we follow something called as mind map, where the trainer will see where are your strengths, where are your weaknesses, and we will train you accordingly. Depending on your strength and weakness, the trainer will face the training. So it's not going to be like same for everyone in a batch, right? So depending on your learning pace, we will make the changes. And it's not that during it's like 30 days program, after 30 days you're done. No, depending on your learning ability, we will make sure it is clear for you. By the end of the course, you know everything in detail. Yeah, class, we will provide class notes with pictures and diagrammatic flow explanations, as Clayton showed on the demo. And the entire training will be given in OneNote, and has lifetime access for all of you who are joining the course. So fingertip materials, so everything will be recorded. So you will have a live session, you will have a recorded video of the same, and we will also give you class notes and documents. And for certifications, we will give you materials to refer to, and you will also have everyday class notes given by the trainer, and software setting up of the software, getting licensed software, everything will be done by our team once you join the course. And we have additional bonuses. So free interview session. So any number of interviews that you appear. So if you're a student and you want to appear for an internship opportunity, also we will help you with the interviews. We will also help you in creating the resume. Depending on the job description, depending on the company, the resume needs to be changed. We will guide you for the same. and lifelong community support. So once you become a student, it's not just going to be support is not going to be just during the course that you take from us. After the course, also, if you want any kind of support, you can reach out to us or the team, and we will be able to help you with the right trainer, and guidance will be given accordingly. And professional certification guidance. So if you see in AWS, there are numerous amount of certifications available. We will be helping you with the particular registration for that particular exam, and we will also be giving you dumps and questions that will most probably come in your examinations, and you'll be able to clear the certifications. So with proper preparation and materials, yeah, that will be done by our team. And we will also give you job links. So our trainers and our students, those who are working in companies, they also have referral program. So if they have any opening, they let us know, and you can apply for that referral programs. Or we have our consultancy as well. We can update you with all the job openings that we have in various startups and MNCs. And we will also be giving you LinkedIn recommendation. So once you're done with the course, you can let us know. You can share your LinkedIn profile, and all our team members, trainers, and students will be recommending you for that particular uh, technology. In that way, you get a lot of visibility with the recruiters and trainers. Most of it would be on the LinkedIn. Yeah, and next I would be showing you the student feedbacks that we have. So there are numerous feedbacks. Just because of the time constraint, I just want to show few of them to you. Yeah. So this is from one of our USA student. She was totally new to IT side, and she had a career break. The video that you had seen a few minutes back is her video. So she learned robotic process automation course from us, and she got placed in a very good MNC with a very good package, though she had a break. Yeah, and this is one of our feedback from a working professional. He learned SQL from us, and got a very good got a very good hike as well recently in SQL. And this is from one of the non-IT student, so totally new to IT, was able to learn technology and was able to fare really well. But she had put in that kind of effort. Yeah, so that is there. I just had some questions. Yeah, so placement, yes. What we do is we generally don't ask you to try for placements after the course. What we would do is after 50% completion of the course, we request all our students to start appearing for interviews. In that way, you will know where you're lacking, what are the questions that are being asked. So when you appear for interviews, you know the ground reality where you stand in terms of competition and the technology knowledge, right? So after 50% course completion, all our students are asked to appear for interviews. You can, we will guide you on how it needs to be done. You can update your Naukri to get your calls. The entire team will be there to guide you on how you need to get interview calls in the first place. And after that, you can start attending one or two interviews. Will be definitely difficult, but you will know what questions are being asked. You can come to the trainer and ask him for some guidance, like these are the questions that I'm not able to tackle during the interview. So we will guide you in a way that by the end of the course, you're able to at least convert one or two interviews. Yeah, so that level of confidence we can only build when you start it early. So that will be the procedure, and after which we will also start after the course. Once you already attended few interviews, we will start referring you to MNCs and other startups. You can appear for those interviews and try to convert and get the best package possible. Yeah, so this is the placement procedure that generally people are following, and it is working because while you're learning, you're parallelly able to go for an interview and see where you're standing in terms of the competition and jobs, and you can prepare accordingly as well. So we follow something as full course model in AllPro trainings. It's going to be through Skype or Zoom. Every course will span between 35 to 40 hours of training. So depending on your learning ability, it might extend a bit also. So we are okay with it unless and until you're not satisfied with understanding a topic, we will make sure you understand it fully by the end of the course. And every course would go for at least about a month. Okay, so every day it's going to be 1 hour, and it would at least take you a month to complete the entire course. So this is the training model that we follow. Can you guess the market price in the chat box, please, which you would have seen elsewhere? Just keep guessing the market price. I just want to know if you've already searched for something elsewhere. Yeah, you can just send it in the chat box. Rough approximately it's 1,500. Yeah. Okay, I can see 1,500. I can see 10,000, 15,000. Okay. Okay, 20,000, 28,000. Okay. Okay. So the course market price, if you have a mentored course, I mean, if you have a trainer, one-to-one kind of a training, the market price for this course is anywhere between 25 to 30. One of you had got it right. So this is the course price in the market, but we are not going to give it at this price. And today you guys were really amazing, interactive. We can see how interested you are in learning this particular course. That is really great at this point in your career. And what would be the AP trainings price? Can you guess it in the chat box, please? Okay. 20K, 15K. Some more answers, please. 18, 11, 5. Okay. 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 So if we give it at 17K, would you be interested in joining the course? Please tell yes or no in the chat box. Okay. Everyone can just say if it's given at the price of 17K, would you be interested in joining the course with full mentorship from our team and the trainer? Okay. Okay. So I can see no there. Okay, we are not going to give it at this price for today. For today, the discount that we have for next 16 minutes is going to be full course at 13K only. Yeah. So the full course, which is going to be for 30 to 40 plus hours of hands-on training, we can give it at 13K only with all the guidance, with video recordings, with live sessions, hands-on training, and job guidance and placement. So your next 60-minute discount, I would give this discount till next 2 hours at least. You can decide. The full course is going to be for 13K, and this is the link that you'll have to make the payment to. And if you are planning to join the course, but you cannot pay it completely. As a student, we can understand. So we are giving you an option of you can block the seat for 1,000 now and start your courses. And after completing few part of the course, you can pay the remaining fees. Yeah. So people who are interested, still want to join, can make a payment of 1,000 and block your seats today for the next 60 minutes only. That will be available, and after which you can like pay the remaining accordingly. We give you this option. So this is the offer that we are giving for AWS. It will be 13,000 only, and you can pay and send us a screenshot. Reach out to any one of the group admins there in the WhatsApp group. Once you make the payment, this will be the process. So once you make the payment, we will create a WhatsApp group, and the trainer will also be in that group. This group is going to be for lifetime. So anytime after the course, also you need guidance, you can reach us out. The team will also be in that WhatsApp group. And once you start the course, we will make sure all of you are in the same timing, and we can be flexible on the timings. That should not be a problem. So depending on your availability, we can have the course as well. So depending on your convenient time, we can start the course. So that our team will coordinate and plan it and give it to you accordingly, the slot. Yeah. So the full course will be for 13K. And if you want to join the course for the next 60 minutes, that is till 8:30. I'll give time till 8:30. You can block your seats, pay 1,000 to block your seats and start with the course. By tomorrow, we will be starting the course. Yeah, by tomorrow or by Monday, depending on the time slots and everything, the team will help you with the coordinating things. You can join it. Yeah. Yeah, this is a free masterclass. We are talking about the full course. So if you want to join the full course, which is going to be for 30 to 40 hours of training, hands-on training, it's going to be a paid one. Yeah. So this is the course cost that you would be paying for a full course with full mentorship from the trainer and the team. Yeah, this offer I can give you till 8:30 if you are planning to do the entire full course. Okay, and 13K will be for the entire course, and a special bonus, as I said, free interview session. So you have interview session throughout. Any number of interviews you attend, we will be able to give you all the guidance. Yeah, and resume preparation. If you want any help using resume preparation, we'll be able to give you as well. Depending on the job description, depending on the company, your resume might change, and our team will help you with that. And professional certification guidance, as I told you, the certifications that AWS has is a lot of certifications. We will guide you on what needs to be done once you get into your job. Yeah. Lifelong community support. So not just during the course you will have our support. The WhatsApp group will be forever, and you can reach us out anytime to get some guidance from the trainer or the team. Yeah, your special advantages that you would get from AllPro training is clear queries at any time with the trainer. So the not just like during the session you will have time to clear all your doubts. Even after the session, you have any doubts or you need any guidance from a particular topic, our trainer will be there to guide you. And training at your preferred time. So depending on your availability, we'll make sure the trainer is able to give you training at that particular time, because your learning will also be good in the time when you are actually prepared to learn. So that is really important, and we make sure it happens at your preferred timing. And recorded videos, this recorded videos will be given entirely for you to refer to. So you can use it for your future reference when you're preparing for an interview, or you want to do a project of your own. You can go through the videos again and start doing it. And job links, as I told you, we have trainers, and our company will also help you in referring to jobs. Okay. And as a fresher, if you see currently the market is at a state of, they can offer you somewhere between 2.5 to 3 as a fresher. But if you have the skill, if you can convince the recruiter that you know about this technology, you can work on this technology even as a fresher, you have gained some knowledge after going through a course, after having a hands-on real-time project experience, then you can go from 4.5 to 5.7. So that is the reality actually. Current market, AWS has a very good job openings available, and our trainer will definitely help you in getting into one of the interviews successfully. So after 50%, as I said, you should start attending interviews. You'll be guided by the trainer for sure. Definitely it will help you when you can see the progress in your interviews once you get the guidance from the trainer. Yeah, one small step can change your life. I think today people who joined have already taken that step. Just that you'll have to get to know more about this technology, have a hands-on, and get some guidance, proper guidance from our trainers to get to the next level in your career. Yeah. So as I told you, the full course is for 13K. You can make the payment and send the screenshot to any of the group admins there. They'll guide you on how we can take the course forward. Okay. So once you make the payment, as I said, the WhatsApp group will be created, and we can start it anywhere from tomorrow or Monday. Yeah. So that will be the process that we will be following. And any questions related to technology or the training after this session, you can reach out to the admins to clear your doubts. And if you have any clarifications that needs to be done, they'll help you with the same. Yeah, thank you. And we also have internship opportunities that are going in our company. So anyone who is interested to do internship can reach out to the admins as well. And we will be more than happy to help you. This is the right time to learn technology and be hands-on with it, because having COVID in mind, it's still a tough market out there to find a job. So you need proper guidance, and that will be definitely given by our trainer. He is amazing in terms of helping with trainings and other things. So please make the best decision uh, for the same. Yeah.
And Soumya, sorry to interrupt. I have an input here. Earlier, right? Back in, before 2020, right? How companies would hire? If you have 2 years of experience, they would give you 4 lakhs per annum. Okay, if you happen to make a switch into 2, your experience into 2. That's how your salary would get defined. Okay, before 2020, after 2020, things got changed. Okay, every company, each and every company, they started making hell lot of revenue. Okay, the COVID changed. Okay, especially in IT sector, they started making a hell lot of revenue, and this is how they define your salary. If you have got skills, your salary would get shoot up to 18 to 20 lakhs. Even if you are a fresher, you could ask for more than 15 lakhs. You could land a job with more than 15 lakhs. It's not a big deal nowadays. Okay, but back in earlier, before 2020, it was not the case. Okay, we had to wait for a long period of time to get promoted. Even if we happen to make a switch, right, we used to get 30%. Okay, or our experience into two. That's how our salary would get defined. But nowadays things got changed. If you are well versed in these trends, right, cloud computing, okay, especially cloud computing, you could of course ask for more than 15 lakhs, even if you are a fresher. If you have 1 or 2 years of experience and you got some good certifications, you got some good I mean learning skills, working experience, then you can opt for more than 20 lakhs. Even you could land a job more than 25 lakhs. Okay, over the period of time. That's what it's happening nowadays. Okay, so things got changed. So yeah, please make use of this opportunity, guys. That's what my humble personal suggestion would be. Okay, thank you.
Great input, Clayton. Thanks for guiding them. And when they start the course with you, I'm sure they'll be able to get a good package as well. Thanks for your guidance. And now I'll be sharing the Google form. Yeah. So you'll have to fill this Google form to get your e-certificates. Okay. Please fill it correctly to get your e-certificates within a week from today. Okay. So it's going to be like from today, next Sunday, you can expect your e-certificates in the mail address that you've shared. Okay. I'm just sharing it with everyone. Okay, please copy this Google form link. It will not be shared elsewhere. It will only be shared in this meeting. I'm giving you 1 or 2 minutes to copy this or go to the link. Please fill it correctly to get your e-certificates. Yeah, and anyone who is going to join the course, please make the payment and reach out to any of the admins as soon as possible, so that we will give you drive access. We will make sure you get all the softwares and other things ready to start the class from tomorrow or Monday for today. Yeah, just give us 1 day's time to get everything ready. We'll have to give you access, materials, everything. So this is the Google form. Again, I'm just sharing. You can copy the link and fill in the form. And any doubts, you can reach out to us or the group admins in WhatsApp. And this is the payment link. You can just GPay and send a screenshot to any of the group admins. We will take care of it. Yeah. And if you're a student, you can just pay 1K to block your seat and start off with the classes. And rest you can pay. We will give you timelines for it. 30% after 30%, after 50%, and after by the end of the full course, you can pay the entire fee. Yeah. And any questions, you can let me know, or the admins in the group will be helping you with it. Yeah. As Clayton said, right now it's a very good market trend, I guess. People are able to get good package, so make the best use. It's going to just take 1 month of time to learn the entire thing. It will run really fast and you'll be able to excel really well. And our team will definitely be there to help you even after the course. That is one assurance that I can give to all of you here. And make sure you're learning it properly, and execution and everything plays a very important role. Yeah. So for that, we need your mutual efforts and efforts as well. So let's see in the courses. Once you join, we will all have one meeting together, and we can start the courses from this week. Yeah, any questions, you can let me know, or we can close the session for today. You can reach out to us on WhatsApp. We are all available, and you can follow us on Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube. More sessions are coming. We are planning for few things on Instagram as well. You can search for AllPro trainings in Instagram, and we will help you with all the things that are needed. Yeah. Thanks everyone. Thanks for spending your 1 hour of time this Saturday on a weekend. I think it was fruitful, and make sure you make the best decisions, and this is the right time. Yeah. So thanks everyone. See you in the courses this week. Thanks. Bye. Thanks, Clayton.